We're Kate and Katrina, and we converted this old GMC Vandura into a beautiful, functional camper van. We've already taken the van on a couple of trips, and having running water is a game changer. Come along with us to see exactly how we set up the water system in our van. We decided to put the sink on this side of our van instead of this side. Originally, we were going to put it on this side.
Where I'm sitting, we're gonna put a kitchen.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be sweet.
But we decided to go on the side with the doors because it flows a little better this way, and it makes it a little bit easier for cooking outside because we can get to the sink. And another thing is we can turn the faucet outside and then use it outside if we need to wash something off or take a shower or something like that.
I wanted a big sink in this little van for a couple of reasons. One being we have a dog, Clyde, with us, and sometimes he likes to roll in dead stuff, and he can't be in here with us if he does, unless he gets a little bath in here. That's one of the big reasons I wanted a big sink. Also, just dishes, doing dishes. The worst thing ever is like when you're washing a dish and it just goes everywhere because your sink's little, the water. And possibly on extended trips to do laundry in here, we did not want to be limited by a small capacity. So we ended up with a 15 by 15 square, 9-inch depth sink. Honestly, it was hard to fit this big of a sink in this little of a space, but I think it was totally worth it. Originally, we ordered a different gray tank and we had to send it back because it did not fit under and search relentlessly for the perfect size gray tank that we finally did find. We also wanted our sink to only have one hole. We didn't want it to have more because we didn't want to have to use the ugly plate in the back here. We also ended up finding this sink, I think it was on Home Depot. We'll put the link in the description. Honestly, it's like so sleek and low profile and we love it. It looks so good. When we were building the kitchen area of the van, we were not sure what size faucet we were going to need. So what we ended up doing is going with the smallest faucet that we could find that still had a pull down because that was a necessity for us. What we were worried about is that the faucet would end up hitting the window, but what we learned is we actually have plenty of space, so if we ever wanted to upgrade in the future, we totally have the ability to do that. Also, we thought that maybe we'd have to get a cold water only faucet, but what we found is we were able to get a normal faucet and just bridge the lines, so that was really, really exciting. Some faucets are only able to swivel 180, and we knew that we needed one that could swivel 360, being that we wanted to be able to use it outdoors as well.
For our van, we decided to go with a foot pump instead of an electrical pump. If you watched our previous video, you'll see that we were planning on a pretty small electrical setup. So we didn't want to have to deal with wiring in an electric pump and dealing with that electrical situation. So we ended up going with a mechanical solution. This is the Whale Gusher Galley foot pump. I don't really have much to say about it other than it had good reviews and it has good pressure and it pumps water both on the down and the up of the pump. It's kind of something you got to get used to so you're not using way too much water, but it's kind of nice. You can almost wash your hands just with pushing down and then letting back up. For water storage, we have 2 5-gallon fresh tanks and 1 5-gallon gray tank. The freshwater tanks are Scepter and they're from Canada. Thanks, Canada. They are specifically made for water, so they are, food safe and BPA free and all that good stuff. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but they are really durable and we like them a lot. Originally, we were going to use a Reliance 7-gallon tank for our drain, but that didn't end up fitting under our big sink. So we found a shorter 5-gallon gray water tank from a company called Barker, and it's working out really well so far. The only issue with this setup is you have to watch the gray tank a little bit carefully because the freshwater tank is the same capacity as the gray water tank. So if the freshwater tank is empty, then the drain is probably full. Originally, we planned on drinking the water out of these tanks, but we tried that out and we ended up using way too much water that way. So now we just use this for cooking and cleaning and brushing our teeth, stuff like that. And our drinking water is stored in a Reliance tank in the back. So this was our solution to get the water from the tank to the faucet and then ultimately to the gray tank. So to start, this is one of the fresh cans, and what we did is we mounted a food grade water line on the inside of the can. It goes all the way down to the bottom. And how I did that is I just drilled a hole through the cap and then put a barbed fitting in there. Just shove the hose on there. It comes off sometimes, you just gotta push it back on there. On the other end of that fitting is half of a quick connect. What this lets us do is switch from both cans pretty easily. So they both have this connection on them, and when one runs out, I just take it off and put it on the other one. This is the line that comes from the foot pump. So this is how this connection works. It's just a quick release. So to connect it, you just pull this, shove it on there, like that. And then, like I said, you can just take it off and switch it to the other one. Pretty easy. So this line goes to the foot pump, and then there's another line from the foot pump that goes to the lines from the faucet. Like we said earlier, we did get a regular faucet and just bridged the two lines. And so how we did that is we just took a T connector, and these are compression fittings for anyone that's trying to do this on their own. Took me a long time to figure that out. These are compression fittings, which are different. So this line just goes into a T, which goes to both water lines of the faucet. Once water goes down the drain, it comes down into this Campco P-trap. So the issue was that our old gray tank, didn't fit under this full drain setup. So this just goes into our gray tank, and it's as simple as that. We designed this water system so that all of the containers can be easily removed. So that way we don't have to worry about getting water to the van. We can just take the containers out. And so for the fresh ones, we just pull them out and we can fill them up. And same for the drain, we just unscrew this and then pull it out and then dump it. It's pretty easy. These fresh tanks are pretty dang heavy when they're full of water, and they're tall also, which could be an issue when you're driving. They could fall over, kind of come through this door and go everywhere. It'd be a bad deal. So what I did is I took a bungee cord and I attached it to the far wall back there, and then I ran it through the handles of the containers, and when we drive we just reach back here and connect it, and then that way these containers won't fall over while we're driving.
Having running water in our converted van was very important to us, so we're so happy that we were able to find a system that's simple, easy to use, and easy to fix if anything ever goes wrong. We hope this video was able to help you get some ideas for your own DIY water system. If you have any questions, make sure to let us know in the comments, and we will see you guys in the next video. Oh! Sit forward a little bit more. I meant your head and your arm. Yep, now sit up a little higher.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, that works. That looks good. Because that was absolutely a necessity to be able to have that. I'm saying a lot of ums.